Sir, it is a maximization problem because we have to maximize the profit as we are manufacturing tables and chair. So
Okay.
70 x1 plus 50 x2, where x1 is the number of tables and x2 is the number of chairs.
Great. And
Then we have the constraint uh, of manufacturing, that is 4x1 plus 3x2 should be less than equal to 240.
okay.
And second constraint will be 2x1 plus x2 should be less than equal to 100.
Okay.
Then third constraint can be x1 and x2 can be greater than equal to 0.
Oh, that is non-negativity constant. Great. So
Yeah.
what you have done is, this is just like a problem of previous day. So the basic problem formulation is maximize z set 70x1 plus 50x2 subject to 4x1 plus 3x2 less than equal to 240 and 2x1 plus x2 less than equal to 100. First one is carpentry constraint, that is what normally, because we refer it to carpentry function. Second one is finishing constraint, and then both the variables x1 and x2 should be greater than equal to 0 as a non-negativity constraint. Now, before we proceed, we have to write this equation in standard form. Writing a standard form means using what you call slack variable. You have to make them equal. So do that. So using slack variable, make them equal. So that is called a standard form of equation. So write in a standard form. So the moment you want to write in standard form, what you do is we have to put a S1 in the first equation and S2 in the second equation. Like here in the first equation on the left hand side, if you put 4x1 plus 3x2 plus S1 equal to 240, and finishing function becomes 2x1 plus x2 plus S2 equals 100. So you know this we call writing in the standard form. Now, in order to make both equations similar, this means all the four variables in the in both the equations. Maybe you can write like even this: 4x1 plus 3x2 plus s1 plus 0s2 equal to 40. It is all the same because you know I am putting here the 0 coefficient of s2 and here in the second equation 0 coefficient of s1, and then 2x1 plus x2 plus 0s1 plus s2 equals 100. And since the objective function was 70x1 plus 50x2, and S1 and S2, as we have discussed the other day, they don't contribute to objective function because they are just notional variables. They are unused resources. So their contribution in the profit would be 0. Therefore, we can write 70x1 plus 50x2 plus 0s1 plus 0s2 is the objective function. And in order to make them very similar to constraint equation, this can be written as P minus 70x1 minus 50x2 minus 0s1 minus 0s2 equal to 0. Is that clear? Just we have done mathematical juggling, nothing else we have done. We have just moved from one side to other side, make them equal, made them uniform, and all three equations we made them look alike. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt till this point in time? Anyone? So before you populate the simplex table, that is what we will do. So what we do normally is before you populate the simplex table, we write in standard form and we make all three equations or all 4, 5, as many numbers of equation you may have, very similar looking. That is a must for writing in a simplex table because that will become very simple for you. Once you do that, the next step is to populate the simplex table. Like this is the simple form. And you know there are two ways you can do. In this case, this book has written at the what you call objective function equation we have written at the bottom. The second you can write at the top also. Instead of writing at the bottom, let that be even first equation. That depends on you. That will not make any change. The process will be same. Where you write is not material. So you know writing locations of P equations or profit equation is immaterial. Either you can write at the top or at the bottom, but don't write in the middle. That will be confusing. That you can't do it. Either write at the top or write at the bottom. That is what is recommended. You can do either way. And once you have it, this is the simplex table. So let me do one thing. Let me show you the simplex table population. That becomes important for you. So here what I'll do is maybe I'll delete all this stuff so that you know, just make a table like empty table the way I have created on the screen. You can see it on the screen now.
Yes, sir.
So just create a table like this. Try understanding this table first. The empty table, the blank table, that is very important. Once we have the blank table, then I'll tell you how to write the values in this table. So that will be iteration 0. Iteration 0 means initial table. So primarily here in the different columns, write basic variables, the first column, and then here you can write S1, S2, whatever slack you have, and the last is the profit line, and then all the number of variables you write here, and then write the right hand side stuff. That's all is required. Now S1 is means first equation. So what was the first equation? 4x1 plus 3x2 plus 1s1 plus 0s2 plus 0p, it was equal to, sorry, am I putting 0 or O? No, okay. This was equal to 240. So you have understood how to write the equation?
Yes, sir.
Help me writing the second equation. Speak out.
Sir, how are you putting p equal to 0?
Because in first equation there is no p stuff. If you go to the, look at here, there is no p here in the first equation, so you can write 0p.
Okay, sir.
That is the meaning. Help me in writing the second equation.
2x1.
Sorry, I don't know where my cursor was. Yeah, 2x1
Plus
1x2
plus 1x2
0s1
0s1
1s2
plus 0p equals 100. Great. Very good. What about the third equation?
70x1
Minus 70. Look at the previous one, because we have brought all on the one side. So this is the one you have to write here.
Okay.
Okay? Because it is, we are writing the equation in terms of left hand side and right hand side. So from that angle. So here minus
70x1
great.
minus 50x2
Very good. And then
0s1 0s2 1p
sorry.
0.
Very good. 1p and 0. Okay. So this is what we call initial table. So you know how to populate initial table. And the P row is also called Zj minus Cj row. That you will see as you read, in Anand Sharma book, P row is written as Cj minus Zj. So normally sign what we write here will be just opposite in case of Anand Sharma book. But that's, as I mentioned to you, different books write differently. But only you have to keep in mind, since we are writing Zj minus Cj, all minus will come in maximization problem. So we know how to populate the initial table. Now, couple of things here. Once we have populated the initial table, now as I mentioned to you, which are the variables in basic solution here? Basic variables. Which are the basic variables? S1 and S2, and all other variables are non-basic. So what is the value of S1? Each point of time, this is representing, each row is representing an equation. Can you mute yourself, please? Each variable, each row in this equation is representing an equation.
मानस भाई माई कौन है?
Hello, somebody is having breakfast. Mute yourself because others might get tempted. So what is the value of S1 from this particular equation? Because here, whatever variables come, these variables are basic variables. So at this stage, at iteration 0, basic variables are S1, S2, and non-basics are X1 and X2. So whichever variables appear here in that particular step, these variables will be called basic variables, and their values would be whatever is the right hand side value. So initial table, we are assuming that we are not producing anything. That is the simplest solution. Therefore, S1 is equal to 240 and S2 equal to 100. This means all the sources we have are unutilized. That is what we are saying. And therefore, profit is equal to 0. That is the meaning. So simplex is iterative methods. Here there are two things which is very important. One thing is there is a method for finding out optimality. At any stage, you can find out whether this solution, whatever solution you have, is optimal or no. That is one thing. Secondly, each station in this case, each iteration in this case, we are having a feasible solution. Infeasible solution will be one which is variable equal to in negative value. But since there is no negative value, here is a feasible solution. So each solution in simplex will be feasible solution, but we are moving from bad solution to a better solution that way. A good solution to a better solution. Like here, profit is 0. You will see that in very first step, we will move to a solution where we have more profit than 0. So iteratively, we are moving towards optimality. So from here, we have feasibility and then moving towards optimality. So let's understand, in a simplex, we already have a feasible solution. Then we are moving towards a optimal solution. What is the test of optimality? That is very important for you to understand. If all the entries in the Zj minus Cj row is either 0 or positive, this means you have achieved optimal solution. I'll repeat. If all the entries in P rows, all the entries in this row are either 0 or positive, this means you have reached an optimal solution. Based on that criteria, do we have an optimal solution at this stage?
No, sir.
No.
Okay, very good. Because there are two entries, minus 70 and minus 50. So at each stage, you will remember that this particular formula or this particular statement you need to remember. And because you have to check and write, this is not optimal, that's why I'm doing next step. That's the requirement. So now for choosing which variables to enter, this means, from these 4 columns, we have to make a choice which column is coming in, and one variable will come in basic, then it will replace another variable. This means, let us say x1 is entering. Either it may replace s1 or s2. We'll see how that we find out. So for finding which variable enters, we will look at the value in P row, lowest value in the P row. We'll look into the lowest value in the P row. Which is the lowest value?
Minus 70.
Zero.
X1.
Minus 70. Great. So always we look at the lowest value in the P row. So minus 70. This means this particular variable x1 is a candidate for entering the solution. Therefore, this row is called pivot. This column is called pivot column. So you know what is the rule for choosing pivot column? We look at the P rows and the lowest value, whichever column has got the lowest value, that column will choose, and that column is called pivot column. That column is called pivot column. So here look at this. These intermediate steps you do not write in exam. Only where I am writing iteration, these are just for your understanding. So this P row, this x1 row, which is marked here in red, is called pivot column. Now, having found the pivot column, our next challenge is to find out what is the pivot row. This means now we know that x1 is going to come as a basic variable, but still we don't know whether it will replace s1 or s2. So for doing that, what we do is we take the ratio of right hand side. This means right hand side and corresponding coefficient of the pivot column. That ratio we take. This means what are the two ratios? 240 by 4, which will be equal to 60 here, and 100 by 2, which will be equal to 50 here. And out of the ratios, if you had 3 constraints, then 3 ratios will be there. Now out of those ratios, we will choose the lowest value. So for finding out pivot row, what we do? We take the ratio of right hand side and the pivot column coefficient. This means in this case 240 and 4 will take one ratio. Other ratio would be 100 and 2. And these two ratio, whichever is the lowest, that particular row is chosen as a pivot row. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you just spell out before I proceed further? Can you please speak out?
So we take the ratio of right hand side number to the pivot column digit, and then the lowest ratio we take as pivot row. Like
Great, very
240
good.
by 4 and 100 by 2. So 50 will be the lower ratio.
Very good. So here in this case, as you know, we are showing here the S2 becomes a pivot row. This means in the next iteration, in place of X2, we'll write X1 and S2 goes out of the basic. Okay, that is the thing. So now the intersection of pivot row column.
Sir,
and
will pivot row only be among the S1 and S2?
It will be only S2 and X1. They will be interchanged. Other will remain as it is. Other position will remain as it is. I'll show you that step. No? So here the intersection of pivot column and pivot row is known as pivot element. So the number put in green is known as pivot element. So what we have discussed so far is how to identify pivot column, how to identify pivot row, and what is pivot element. And we also have talked that pivot row variable will get out and pivot column variable will get into the solution. That is what we have discussed. Now you will see here, look at the characteristic of the basic variable. Now let's look at the S1 row first. Now you see in that intersection, in the S1 column, let's watch out what is there in that column. S1 column, at the intersection you will have 1 and all other entries are 0. Similarly, at the intersection of S2, basic variable basically, you will have 1 at the intersection and all other elements in the columns are 0. This means since X1 is going to be a basic variable, what we have to do is 2 we have to make 1 and all the other elements in this column have to be made 0. That is what is we have to do. And how we do it? Because this is a matrix. This is a matrix. So any particular point in time, the row transformation or column transformation, if you do, here we have to go on doing row transformation actually. Row transformation doesn't change the value of the matrix, isn't it? So using the property of the matrix, we are going to do row transformation in such a way that 2 becomes 1 and this becomes 0 and this becomes 0. So for doing that, what we will do? Mathematics, you must have read the properties of matrix, and that is what we are going to apply here. So in order to apply the row transformation, we have to apply in such a way that intersection of x1 here becomes 1 and other becomes 0. What do you have to do that?
First, we will make it 1 and then subtract from the other 2.
Right. So how will make it 1? So row transformation you have to do. So whole this row you have to divide by 2. Great. So very first thing we do is when we write the next iteration, which we call iteration 1, we first write the variable which is entering and make them 1 and all elements we change accordingly. So either divide or multiply depending on what the values are, and accordingly we do the row transformation. And after doing that, that becomes 1. So multiply that row by 4 and then subtract from S1, multiply that by 70 and add in the P. That is what we'll do. So this is what we do here, and this becomes iteration 1. Look at here, whatever you have said, we have done the operations here, and table looks like this. So I'll stay here for a minute because all of you, all the persons must understand this particular process. If you have any doubt, because the same process gets repeated till we reach optimality. That's all in the simplex. So therefore, I would like you to understand this particular method so that there is no doubt in mind. And once you are clear, going forward is very simple. So any doubt, guys?
No, sir.
Let me look at the chat box and hear from everybody. Anyone have doubt, please write in the chat box. I'll go ahead and who says no, sir? Who is very clear? Speak again. I didn't see your name getting highlighted because I was on the screen. So I can address you. Who are the person? Or who doesn't have any doubt? I hope that all of you are clear because very simple step. If you have focused your attention, you will not have any confusion actually. So anyone has got any doubt, please do write in the chat box so that I can repeat the process. Okay. Now, looks like nobody has doubt. So now is this solution, each stage. So first iteration was iteration 0 when you populated it. This is iteration 1. All the other slides before was just the purpose of demonstrating or step demonstration. So you can write from iteration 0 to 1 directly. Now tell me, is the equation, is the table optimal here? Let's answer a couple of the question here. The first question is what are the basic variables in this case?
S1 and
X1.
X1 and S1. X1 and S1, very good. What is the value of X1 at this stage?
40.
Right hand side, whatever value you have, this is 50. And what is the value of S1? 40. And what is the profit value? 350. That is what at this stage. Now the next question comes, is the table or is the step optimal? Have we reached optimality?
No, sir, because there's a negative value in the
There
P
is
row.
still a negative value. Very good. Excellent. So there is a negative value. This means no optimal stage has been reached. This means we need to do further iteration. That is the idea. So now again we will go up choosing what? Pivot column first, and then we'll choose the pivot row. So which column is the pivot column here?
X1.
Sorry?
X2.
X2, because that is a negative value. Very good.
X2.
So X2 will be pivot column, and let's look at, so X2 becomes pivot column. Now how do we choose pivot row? We take again ratio of right hand side and respective coefficients. So we have taken these two ratio, and you find that what are the ratios? 40 upon 1 and then 50 upon half. This means 100 and 40. So which one is lower? 40 is lower. So S1 becomes the pivot row. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So can you do the row transformation before I do the follow the steps on if you are writing on a piece of paper, then you will get the perfection right away. So repeat the steps with you.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Go ahead.
Sir, in the basic variable column, how did the S2 get changed to X1?
No, because what I said was whichever is the pivot column, that variable is entering and pivot row is getting out. This means from the basic variable set, here was S2 earlier, so S2 was getting out, so S2 is replaced by X1. That was the meaning. That is the meaning.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Now here S1 will be replaced by X2. Got it? Since S1 is the pivot row in this case, so in place of S1 we will write X2 and then other things will remain as it is. Got it?
Sir, can you put it on slideshow mode?
Yeah, I will. What I would suggest is do this transformation yourself. Since S1 is already 1 here, the intersection is already 1 here, so you will not do anything. So write this row as is, just replacing S2 by S1 by X2. So first row will be written in the next table as X2 0 1 1 minus 2 0 40. That's all we write. Because already 1 is there, so no transformation is required. Then make this half 0 and 15 0 minus 15 0. So what I will do here? Divide first row by 2 and subtract from X1 row. That will be the new X1 row, and multiply S1 row by 15 and add to P row, that will be the new P row. So if you do that, the value will look like this. I would encourage you to do this transformation yourself so that your doubt gets clear and you are sort of like 100% clear in terms of what we are doing. Okay? Any doubt? Now at this stage, is the table optimal?
Yes.
Why it is optimal?
Yes, sir.
Because we have all the non-negative values here.
In P rows, only P rows. You have to say
Yes.
that P rows has got all non-negative values, that's why it is optimal. So what is the value of X2? What is the solution you have got?
40,
And
40.
X1?
30.
X2 40, X1 30, and profit 4,100. So if you put these numbers in your equation, which was 70 X1 plus 50 X2, you will get the same number. 70 into 30, 2,100, 50 into 40, 2,000, so 4,100. That is the solution you have got. And these things will read later. When we do duality, we'll see what is the relevance of these values. Because all the values in this table is a matrix. So it tells a lot of things to you. In fact, it communicates huge amount of information. And all those things will be, understood when we talk about duality concept, maybe in next class. But for the time being, X1 is equal to 30, X2 equals 40, and P equal to 4,100. So we have this the optimal value of the solution. So can somebody pick it up and explain from the beginning so that this doubt is removed completely from the class? Nobody has got any doubt. Or before I ask that, has anybody got any doubt? Let me ask you the question. Anybody has got any doubt?
No, sir.
Sahil, Manas, Vashu, no doubt.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Good. So Sahil, can you explain to the class then?
Yes, sir.
What we'll do is, let me open the Excel, what you call PPT, go back to this one, and you keep on, you start from populating. So you know how to populate?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the population, the very first one will be called iteration 0. Now explain first iteration actually.
So we choose the values. So in place of, so like we write 4 in the column. First we choose the pivot column and the pivot row. The pivot column we choose the value, like if the column has a negative value, then that becomes the pivot column.
No, but no, that is not P. You do look at the P row and you choose the lowest value in the P row.
Lowest value in the P row. Yes, sir.
That becomes a pivot column.
That
So
becomes the pivot column.
Okay.
And for the pivot row, we'll have to check. First we do 240 by 4 and 100 by 2. Then we choose the lower value.
Okay.
And at the intersection is the pivot number. So your 2 will be the pivot number.
Right. Pivot number you have to make 1 and others we have to make?
And others you have to make 0.
Using matrix transformation, row transformation.
Yeah, row transformation.
Row transformation. Okay, great. So this is what it is.
Then we do R2. This we'll use row transformation. We'll make it 1, and the others minus 4 R2 plus R1 and 70 R2 plus R3.
Okay.
So then then we go to the second iteration.
Again,
so in the second iteration,
we check whether we are optimal or not optimal.
Optimal or not? Yes. So then, since there's a negative value, that means it's not optimal. The p value has to have either 0 and positive values, like 0 and positive values. So then the column it gets interchanged, like it goes out, like the x1 will go out, like, and s2 comes in. Sorry, s1 goes out and x1 comes in.
X2 for the second comes in. X1 is already there, so x2 will come in this case.
X2 come in, yes, sir. X2 will come. So then similarly we'll apply for the next iteration. We'll make that 1 and the other 0. So now the lowest value is 0 in this, so that becomes the pivot column, and the pivot row we'll check again by doing 40 by 40 by
here need not take, like I moved a little faster. So here after transformation, this is the table you have got. So this is the table after transformation. So now you just check the P row. All the values are 0 or positive, so it is optimal. So you need not do anything. You are done. So you just write here that every row, every elements in this row is either 0 or positive. Therefore, we have reached optimality, and therefore the iteration ends here. Now, what is the solution in these iterations? At this iteration, what are the solution? What are the values of different variables?
So 30, 40, and 4100.
X1 is equal to 30, X2 equals
40,
and P equals
4100.
4100. That's good. Very good. So, if you have no doubt, I would ask you to just open your Excel. Check out your Excel. It will show you how to solve the same problem in Excel. Open the Excel. I am also opening Excel. And let me make this all highlighted one as 0, 0. Now you just populate, like create this table. This is a problem statement. What I have, you see my screen? You can see my screen?
Yes, sir.
So can you just type in your Excel? I'll tell you how to solve it. Like the top portion is objective function area, this area. And what I'm saying, 70 x1 plus 50 x2. And this is the resource area, carpenter and fencing area. So ability is written here, and how much unit it, each one takes that is written here. And then how much to produce we are writing in yellow, and green I am going to put as a profit. So I'll write equation for blue and green area. Once you are ready, then I'll write equation. Just type, open out Excel, type this, then I'll show you how to solve this problem in Excel.
This you want? अच्छा. This you want? This you don't have a problem with.
Please do write this Excel. Then I'll also help you sometimes. Some of your Excel may not be set for solving. Then I'll explain you how to do it. So unless you write it, you won't learn that. So therefore, it is very important that you write this problem in Excel, and then I'll tell you how to solve it. Once you have done it, unmute yourself and just say that you're done. I will look at the chat, and then at least 4, 5, 6 people should have done before I go and explain. Then you can follow the instructions and go with me, move with me, and you will be able to solve it. Anyone ready?
Yes, sir, ready, sir.
Saraswat ready, good. Let some more people get ready. Just copy it. I want at least 4, 5 people to complete so that we can move forward. You must learn this, because see, manual is for exam. Because unfortunately, or as a part of ritual, you have to write exam. But for your practical life, only thing you need to understand is how to formulate a problem and how to solve using computer. Solution manually will not be needed in your practical life or your professional life or even personal life for that reason. Sometimes I keep on experimenting, different things I do in my personal life. I'll use these techniques, by the way. I have a course, on Udemy, Business Analytics with Excel, where, optimization, this LP also is explained. It's recorded and explained. And there are quite a few other techniques which are used in day-to-day life by different people. And today, 80% of your activities, without depending on analytics team, you can do yourself using Excel. That is what I'm trying to promote through that course. Because all of us should get aware that a lot of your real life problem in professional as well as personal life, both you can do using Excel and solve these problems using mathematical modeling. And just for 20% you may require expert opinion if they are very complex ones. But majority of problems are simple. So that you can do using your own laptop and your own expertise. So once you are done, some more people have completed?
Yes, sir, done.
Nidhi done, Arnab done. Okay, 3 I see here. Some more, please. Otherwise, what will happen is, if you don't have 7, 8 people doing the class, then the only 2 options with others. Either you will not do it, or you will keep on troubling your friend. So anyway, so once you have done it, I have got 5, 6 cases coming now. That's good. So just go to data, to the data tab. You have done it? Show in the data tab. Once you click on the data tab, do you see a solver coming in the right hand side? If no, then raise your hand. Then I'll tell you how to get solver there. Do you see solver on your machine? Under data tab, are you seeing solver? Guys, just click on data tab, and then on right hand side,
No, sir.
you should see.
We can't see.
You can't see. If you can't see, then go to file. Go with me. Just follow me. If you can't see solver, then go to file. Click on the file, and in the green panel, you will see option. You will see options. In the green panel, click on the options. A window will come. Then click on the add-ins in the left hand side. File, options, a new window will come. Click on the add-ins. Then at the bottom, you will see manage. Manage, there is a lot of things, but choose Excel add-ins. Here in manage, choose Excel add-ins. You have done that? Just click on the add-ins, manage Excel add-ins, and they say go. The moment you press go, then a small window comes where you have to choose analysis tool pack and solver add-in. And then just say OK. You should be there. After 1 minute, solver will appear, or maybe 30 seconds, solver will appear. So try that and let me know if you have got solver.
Sir, extremely sorry, but can you repeat? Actually, I'm using a Mac OS and it's not the same. I mean, I don't have the.
Mac OS हम कैसे आपको बता पाएंगे? But anyway, try it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can you please repeat, sir?
I will repeat. Under file,
Yes,
I'll go
sir.
back. Under file, there should be an option, options. So options
Yes,
here, under file, you click options.
Okay, customize.
Options. And then option, you will get another window, Excel options window will pop in. Here you look for add-ins. Click add-ins. The moment you click add-ins, you will get Excel add-ins at the bottom. If it is not, there's a drop-down menu here. Choose Excel add-ins. In my case, add-ins is already chosen. That's why it is showing here. Choose Excel add-ins at the bottom. Manage. And after choosing that, press go. After choosing Excel add-ins, press go. The moment you press go, you will see a new pop-up window. That window you check analysis tool pack and solver add-in. These two you check. Other two you can leave unchecked. In fact, for solver only one is required, but analysis is also good for histograms, regressions, and quite a few other analysis. So maybe later part in simulation those will need. So therefore, analysis tool pack and solver you check in, and thus just press OK. The moment you press OK, solver should and data analysis should show in your ribbon.
Yeah, sir, it's showing.
Okay.
So we just
Now,
need a sorry, sir. We just need the solver add-in.
at this point, you need only solver, but for subsequent classes, you may need data analysis also.
Yeah,
These two are very, important and very good for any person actually. That's why I asked you to do both. Once you have solver, now in blue areas, and let's try the profit first. What is the profit equation here? The green cell on my Excel, I'm going to write profit equation. Since I'm producing 0 piece at 70, so 70 into 0 plus 0 into 50, that is the equation you have to write in the profit line. The short way of doing is sum product. That is a very nice function in Excel. Write that function, and their syntax is two arrays you have to write, and it does automatically. Why I'm asking you to write this function is because once you write this, then using sum product you can write any number of variables.
Trimmer.
It becomes very simple. So I am writing the formula.
Philips.
You can see the formula.
Philips का
Sum
है.
product C11 D11
आज मेरे को भी मैं भी
cell
कल ही
I've chosen
देखा
here,
तो बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ गया.
and profit per unit I have chosen here.
First mic on है.
हाँ.
Sorry. Guys, mute yourself if you're talking to someone. So you have written the profit equation. Have you understood how to write? This is just the multiplication. So how to write 70x1 plus 50x2? You can write that as well. But I prefer to write sum product because sum product is easy. And even though you have got 20 products, instead of writing 20 terms, you can do with a single term here. Okay? Similarly, write the usage. How much is the usage? 4x1 plus 3x2 is the usage here. So here again we write another sum product. That will be this array and LO array. Again another sum product here. This particular array and array highlighted in LO. So this means, you know, all this blue, we have to write the formula. Formulae you have to write at different places. Once you write different formula, then just check out the formula. Like, let's look at the profit formula. Let's say if I manufacture one table, profit should be 70 and usage should be 4 and 2. This row, this column should get replicated here. If I choose only one chair and 0, then it should be 3 and 1 and 50. This means my equations are running fine. Once you check your equation, then you are ready to solve using solver.
Sir, can you take your cursor on
Which
usage cell?
Usage the same one, no? 4, 3 and 0, 1. I put on the first usage. Second will be 2, 1 and 0, 1.
Sir, E7, cell E7.
E7 I have done, no? E7 is highlighted.
Yes.
You know, you just understand some product of this particular thing and this thing will be in E7. That is what. D7 will be these two and number of productions you are doing. Now what I have done is I have put the formula for usage, I have put the formula for profit. Then I am going to ask solver to get me the best profit actually. That's all I am going to do. So that I'll explain you now. All ready?
No, sir.
So write the formula. Once you are ready, no. Then it is 30 seconds work.
So can you please tell the equations that we have put in some product?
Which equation you are asking?
Sir, the profit one and the usage one.
Usage one, it is already highlighted now. See, 7 row we have at the usage column, and same will be usage column for 8 row, and profit also will be similar. If you copy the usage one, some products C7, D7, comma C11, D11. Instead of writing this, just choose the, you know, like it is good to choose it directly. The moment you type here equal to some product, and then go and select these, put comma, go and select these, and close the bracket.
And so for the profit one, we have to choose that table 70 and 50 and X1 and X2, right?
Perfect. Comma should be there in between. Perfect.
Okay, sir.
And then test it. Just put 0, 1 here, then you will see that numbers are changing. Test with different numbers so that your formulas are okay. If our formulas are good, then we are good to go.
Sir, can you go to cell E8?
E8. Have you copied? Once you are done, let me have your, you say you are ready, then I'll just go to the.
Sir, the values are same, but I am getting no value in profit column and also in the usage.
तो कुछ आपका फॉर्मूला गलत होगा. क्या लिखा आपने? I am typing again for you. Just say like my cursor is at E7. I am writing equal to some product, and then these two I am choosing. You are seeing me getting highlighted. Then I am putting comma, and these I am choosing. I am closing the bracket and giving return. Have you followed me?
Yes, sir.
Are you getting the value now at least in E7? If you put 0, 1 here, then the value should be 3. The same value should come here. Are you getting the same value or still some problem?
There is some problem, sir.
Which machine you have? Which version of Excel?
2016.
कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, होना चाहिए, कुछ तो प्रॉब्लम है आपका फिर.
Okay, sir.
Or
I take it later.
no, but directly go na sum product na लिख करके you just write equal to 4 into 0 plus 3 into 1. ऐसा लिखो. That also will do. Write a simple formula. Don't write sum product. Just write equals
Yes, sir.
C7 into C11 plus D7 into D11. That you write here. Similarly, here you can write C8 into D11, C8 into C11 plus D8 into D11. And here in profit you can write C4 into C11 plus D4 into D11. That much you can write, and then if you are getting the same number.
Yes, sir. Now it is.
Okay, so you are all set. Some product आप बाद में देख लो. You look at later. There should be some typing mistake or something happening with some product. So just go and read some product and then do it. Some product is useful for larger number of variables. Because the way you have written, if you have 20 variables, it will take a time to write 20 variables. So chances of mistakes are there. That's why some product is preferred. So anyway, once you've done that, go to data, click on the solver. Now, let me initialize all the variables so that, yeah, you will have a blank window like this. Are you getting a blank window?
Yes, sir.
Now, objective function. Green cell is the objective function. So put your cursor here and go and choose green one. Objective function gets E11 comes here. Now, once you have that, since it is maximization, you have to choose max. You have to highlight max, not min. So object E11 you want to maximize. You are asking Excel to maximize E11 by changing variables. Here you have to write decision variables. Which are the decision variables? The production numbers. The yellow cells here. So choose the yellow cells here. Got it?
Yes,
You have
sir.
got so far? Only two things I have talked, choosing the objective function and choosing the decision variables. Objective function is green one, that number you have to put here, and decision variables are yellow one. Copied? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Copied? Good.
Yes, sir.
Now if you have copied, we'll move to the constraint. We'll write constraint here. So for writing constraint, go and click add button. Then cell reference. Usage you put here. Usage you can, there are two ways of writing. Either you can write two equation, one at a time, or you can write both together also. So let me write both together. Then I'll choose both the thing usage together. And then in sign here, you have quite a few options here. Since this is less than equal to, choose less than equal to. And right hand side, choose the constraint availability here. Okay. You have seen what I've done. Before I press OK, I want you to understand this. I'll go again. Cell reference, usage you choose as a single, this one. Then from the drop down menu, you choose less than equal to, and right hand side, you choose the availability thing. Right hand side, you choose the availability stuff here. So you are set here. Have you done so much? Then just go and press OK.
Yes,
One
sir.
constraint will come here. Constraint will come here. This means both the constants are represented by a single equation in Excel here. Okay. Now you have to give non-negativity constraint. There is a make unconstrained variable non-negative. Below this box here, check that box. This means x1, x2 becomes more than 0, 0 or more. So that you have to choose, and then here selecting a solving method. If you click on this, there are three options here: GRN non-linear, simplex and evolutionary. Since we are talking about simplex, we'll choose simplex here. So all of you have done this. That's all have to be done. Then I'll go and press solve. All of you have done this. Hello.
Yes, sir, done.
Okay. Then just click on solve and you are all set. Solve, it says solver has found a solution, all constant optimality conditions are satisfied. You say okay, you will get a solution here. So how to find it? So are you able to, you got 4100?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good, good. So can you repeat the steps, what we have done, so that you know, for benefit of our understanding? Can somebody explain? You know, for any, let me explain first without going to data tab. First, you take an Excel sheet, write your questions. Question in this is like problem. Normally, you should beautify. You should write in such a way that it look little better, better than what I have done, because I am very bad in this area. Beautification I can't really do, to be honest to you. So write that, or lower minimum, lowest minimum is the one which I have done. This is the bare minimal actually. But if you beautify it, put a good heading, etc., all center, what you call centered, good lettering, and all those, that will look nice. And then you write the profit function or minimization function, whatever you have at the top. And then you write the resources. Write the coefficient of resources. You said you have to write formula, and right hand side you have to write here. Similarly, put the value for production. Any value you can put, 0, 0 you can put in the beginning. I can still put 0, 0 in the here. And since all are set, I'll go and then 30 seconds I'll get the answer. Check these three. Normally what I do is, the variables I write in yellow, the usage calculation I write in blue, and profit I write in green. And all the constant numbers I leave white. 70, 50, 4, 2, 3, 1, these are coefficients. Right hand side or left hand side, those I leave as it is. Once you do it and test it, your formulas are okay, your formulas are okay, then go to data, go to solver. Now the last one will come here. So you can go and choose objective function, maximize, minimize, as the case may be. Go and choose variables here, and then add the constraint. Go and tick the non-negative constraint. Choose a method which you are using here. Evolutionary and nonlinear also are used by us many times, but for this course I don't think whether we are going to use it. But LP you can choose here. Since LP we are doing, press solve and then click on OK, your solution comes. So I hope you have understood it. Now let us look the same thing in Lingo. If you have not downloaded Lingo, just download Lingo. It will take 2 minutes. I want to show you that. Just go and say Lingo, 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 and try downloading Lingo. Once you have downloaded, ping me you have downloaded. That will be even better than this and faster than this. Doing it?
Yes, sir, doing it.
Yeah. एक बार आपका होता है तो let me know.
Sir, can you tell me once how to download Lingo app?
That is right.
Sir, can you spell it once?
Lingo, Lingo. I'll type here. In fact, I had shared the link actually. Chat box I have typed.
No.
Once you're downloading and installing doesn't take time, you just go and set right the demo one. Demo one is good enough, and for the whole course it will help you.
Sir, can you just show it on the screen once?
What do you want me to show? Lingo software or?
Yes, sir.
I'll show you my downloaded stuff actually. Here it goes. Lingo is. You are seeing my Lingo screen.
Sir, it is asking to create an account. Should we?
Don't do it. You can skip that actually. Or you can give your email ID and password. Demo version account not need to be. See, normally what happens ki, this software is about 15,000 plus. But me as a faculty, if I write to them from my college ID, then I get free for 6 months. So every year I write to them, they activate for me 6 months full version for teaching, with understanding that I will not misuse that license. And even though I don't do it, it is good enough to do the classwork actually. So have you done it?
No, sir.
ये जो screen दिख रहा है, the 18 Lingo 18 I have. I don't know whether 18 is the latest version actually. Have you downloaded or you are having difficulty in installing?
Yes, sir, downloaded.
Installation done?
Yes, sir.
So once you do the installation, a screen will look like this one. Lingo model, Lingo 1 it says. अगर नहीं है, नहीं दिखता है यहाँ, तो आप इसको क्या कर सकते हो ना? You can close this and just go to File and New you can say, and LTX model you choose, number 5 here. This screen will come.
So can you repeat this step?
Step. Here just I am writing the syntax here. It's a maximization. So max, you have to just write 70 x1 plus 50. You write subject to st 4x1.
Sorry, your voice is echoing.
4x1 plus 3x2 is less than equal to 240, and 2x1 plus x2 is less than equal to 100, and that's it. End. At the end you have to write end. That's all you have to write for this problem. So if you have 50 constant or 10 constant, you know the case which we are going to discuss, I've got 6 constant. That also will solve and show you how simple it becomes in Lingo. You can do it in Excel as well. But you know, here the syntax is simple. Have you all written this?
2 minutes.
Yes, sir.
2 minutes we are writing.
Just complete writing, because it's the same as the problem, the way you define the problem. Only difference is ST and end, nothing else. And Z equals we don't write.
Sir, what does ST stands for?
Subject to.
Okay.
ST is the syntax for subject to. You know, normally we write now maximize this subject to following constraints that way.
Okay.
You have done this?
Yes, sir.
How many of you have done this? 3-4 people have done. Then I'll go ahead and then.
Yes, sir, done.
Okay. Then you see the toolbar. You see a red blue, what do you call it, bull eye symbol actually, solve. You are seeing that?
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
Arrow one,
Yes, sir.
just click on that and close, you are done.
Yeah.
You
Solution
have a
report.
solution window which opens, objective function 4100, x130, x240, and other things we'll explain when we talk about sensitivity analysis. That also it gives you reduced cost and dual price, etc. That we'll understand later. So how do you find this?
More easy.
Easy. So क्या है ना, see for your life, let's say if you are able to define a problem with 50 variables. Now creating a Excel 50 is very complex. Not that difficult, better than manual, but this is much better. Secondly, when you solve some problem from the books or anywhere, and either way, one way is you verify somewhere, maybe with friends or with me or whoever the person may be. If you don't have anybody around, this is the best method. Solve yourself and verify the answer here. Sometime book may have a wrong answer. Verify that. And going forward for your practical professional life, this is very good. So that's the reason normally, although, you know, like college doesn't, I don't know whether other groups also will be showing it, but every year I'll make it a point that I explain to my students lingo also, because I believe that this is a very good software, and going forward, it has got many other iterations actually, many different models. So going forward, this will be very useful for you if you have decided to make yourself different compared to others in your life. Then this will be very different, very good for you. So I think guys, what we have done is we have discussed today couple of things. We have taken simplex method and we discussed about the steps in simplex, and then we talked about what do you call the pivot column, pivot row, how to choose pivot column, how to choose pivot row, how to test optimality, and the format which we have written it ZJ minus CJ base format. Whereas Arvind Sharma book, this table is quite complex. Therefore, I normally show this table. This is from Taha. This table you will find in Taha. So Taha table is very simple. Anand Sharma is reasonably complex one. So my recommendation is follow this, but in case you don't want to follow something different, you can try. At the end of this PPT, I have put another exercise. Can you attempt this in the class using simplex? And the same thing, after doing simplex, you can do using lingo and also in Excel or Excel and lingo, either way. So 3 methods you have got to solve the problem. Exam perspective, it will be what do you call exam perspective. It may be good idea to good one to you have to go with manual because there's no option. I don't think Excel and all those universities set up to evaluate on that basis, because there are other chapters and other issues also. But these two could be good for your practical life and understanding, and maybe in the objective type questions wherever we have, there we can ask from these methods. MCQ, these methods can be used for giving answer for MCQs. So are you trying to do solving this using simplex? I'll certainly encourage you to do it. If not now, I'll send this particular PPT. I'm also going to send assignment today, which will be due by next same day, next week Thursday before the class, or end of that night actually. That is the way I'll set up the assignment. And certainly try solving couple of questions using simplex. If you don't do it, if you think that method is very simple, which is, and assume it is very simple, then exam, normally I see people commit mistakes. So for if you practice in 3, 4, 5 cases, all the hiccups will go, all the doubts will get cleared, and you will be very confident in terms of handling these 12 marks in your final exam.
Sir, in this question which is on the screen, we have got 2 variables and 3 equations.
3 कहा तो उसी का थोड़ा extension है ना, so three constants will be there.
Okay.
Simplex will be 4 lines will be there, 4 rows will be there in simplex, 1 for profit and 3 for constraints. There we have 3, here it will be 4. Did you guys got hold of some books? Taha, I don't remember whether from your group or somebody got Taha. And Anand Sarma also is available. I think I don't remember if I sent to the class rep. Did I send to class representative Anand Sarma book? I can check my mail. I think I had sent because a couple of sections are there. So I.
No, sir, we did not receive.
You have not received. So should I? Let me see. I'll send it right away. While you are sitting in the class, I'll send it right away. So let me do one thing. I'll send the book to the class rep actually, and then you distribute. And in terms of attendance, you want to take now. I see. Let me download the attendance at the end of first class at least. There are 53 people, 52 people only. Should I take? Let me take attendance quickly. I'm going to call your name and I'll call the number actually, and just I'll look at if you are, like when you speak, things will get highlighted. So M002,
Yes, sir.
M003, 3,
Yes,
M3,
sir. Yes,
4,
sir.
Yes,
4,
sir. Yes, sir.
11, 14.
Yes, sir. 11.
Yes, sir. Yes,
11 I
sir.
have marked. I'll tell you at the end who are absent. So don't let me go through. Each number I'll speak twice. If you miss, then I'll go with absentees. 11.
Yes, sir.
14.
Yes, sir.
16.
Yes, sir.
17.
Yes, sir.
18.
Yes, sir.
24.
Yes, sir.
25. M25.
Sir, sir.
29. 29. 31.
Present, sir.
37. 37. 41. 41.
Present, sir. Present.
45.
45, sir. 45.
Okay. 49.
Present, sir.
53. 53.
Present, sir.
202.
Yes, sir.
202. 203.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
209. 209. 210.
Yes, sir.
215. 216.
Yes, sir.
223.
Present, sir.
224. 224. L002. L002. L003.
Present, sir. Sir, L3, sir. L3.
L3. That's correct. L5.
Present, sir.
L9.
Present.
L9.
sir.
11. 11.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 11.
14. L14.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
L17. L22.
Present,
L22.
sir.
अबे
L22,
प्रेजेंट बोल जल्दी तेरा चला गया.
L28. I'm coming. Don't worry. L28.
Sir, L28 present. L28 present.
Correct. K001.
Sir.
K001.
Present, sir.
K002. K2. K10. 18. K10. K18. K20.
Present, sir. K20.
K25. K27.
27 present, sir.
K28.
Present, sir.
K32.
Sir, present, sir. 32 present.
K40, K41.
Sir, K40. Sir, K40 present, sir.
K41.
Present, sir.
K44.
Sir, present, sir.
K49. 49. K59. 59. 61. K61. K202. K202. K207.
Present.
Present, sir.
K210. K210.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
K212. K227.
Yes, sir.
232.
Yes, sir.
242. 242. 244.
Yes, sir.
248.
Yes, sir.
258. 258. 260.
Present, sir.
I am going to call.
Present, sir.
I am going to call all those which I have marked absent. So if you miss this time, no chance. M029. M029. After that, we have M209.
Sir, present. Sir, present.
M209.
Sir, M209 present.
I need to see Karthik, but that's correct. So I am not be present. M215. M224. M224. L002.
Sir, L002 present.
Then K002. K010. K018. K049. K059.
Present, sir. K059.
K061.
Present, sir.
K242.
Sir, K242 is present.
K242 is Ronak.
Sir, he has written in chat box.
No, but where is he?
Sir, his mic is having problem.
Mike is having problem. Okay, I have to verify with his presence actually in the attendance which I have downloaded.
Yeah.
Then K258.
Sir, K258.
K260.
Sir, K260 present.
Okay.
Sir, K258.
I am not present. Thank you. We'll meet after 10 minutes.
Sir,
Take up
L002 present. My mic was not working.
कहाँ रखते हो भाई आप लोग?
So M215 present as well.
Boss, I have, if I do like this, whole day will keep on doing. I've gone once, twice actually. Don't, be there when your time comes, guys. Otherwise, very difficult. Okay, thank you.
Sir, the file you have uploaded, the PDF, it is showing it is corrupted. Can you re-upload it? Formula and graphical methods.
I'll do that. The graphical upload, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. I'll do that. After the class, I'll upload because I have got, in the afternoon, I have got 3 hours seminar actually. So I'll complete by before 1. I'll complete. Okay, guys.
Okay, sir.
Meet at 10:40.